This year, we passed Motion M24 in the House of Commons, which designates January as Tamil Heritage Month from coast to coast to coast.
Canadian Tamil Congress serves the Tamil community in Canada and serves as the voice of Tamil Canadians. Its contributions and achievements are endless. CTC's 10th annual Pongal dinner was celebrated on January 14, 2017. Attended by over 900 people, the dinner was attended by several politicians, public officials, and community leaders. In keeping with tradition, 2 awards were presented. The 2017 Leaders for Change Award was awarded to His Worship Mayor John Tory, Mayor of Toronto. The Service Excellence Award was presented to Mr. Laurie Goldstein, Editor Emeritus of the Toronto Sun and a political columnist for Sun Media. 7 years after the end of the war in Sri Lanka, and more than 3 years after the re-establishment of the Eastern and Northern provincial governments, CTC brought 28 officials in various positions in the north and east of Sri Lanka for a conference on rebuilding North and East. CTC also invited more than 100 diaspora experts that are involved in supporting these initiatives. CTC members and well-wishers met with the Minister Honorable Marie-Claude Bibeau to discuss providing relief to people affected by the war in Sri Lanka, especially war widows, through the Canadian International Aid Program. CTC members were present at the 34th session of the UNHRC in March. 2 important events were the discussions CTC and others had with some missions on March 21st and the meeting CTC, USTPAC, BTF, and GTF had with High Commissioner of UNHRC. CTC members also met with the Muslim delegation for a very frank discussion on Sri Lanka's situation. CTC was one of the organizations that submitted an UPR at the end of March. Canadian Multicultural Council, an organization that consists of mainly country organizations numbering over 21, welcomed the Canadian Tamil Congress as one of their members in 2017. Tamil Canadians wanted to show their appreciation to this country and the province by taking part in Canada 150, Ontario 150 activities, and showcase a part of their story that make this country the greatest in the world. Events were held in Montreal, Kingston, Ottawa, and Toronto. The Centre for Leadership and Innovation, started as a brainchild of CTC, continues to grow and currently has over 250 students. The goal of the Youth Leadership Program is to provide an inspiring and supportive environment that help individuals become leaders and leverage their full potential to bring about innovative change. The 2-day Tamil Fest held at the end of August was once again a roaring success. CTC continued to succeed in introducing the Tamil community and its culture to the Greater Toronto mainstream, judging from the non-Tamil faces in the over 200,000 strong crowd.
It's great to be back in Scarborough for Tamil Fest again this year.
Canada's Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, joined the Toronto Tamil Fest over the weekend, the largest street festival of its kind celebrating Tamil culture and cuisine.
I'm happy to report that my Kotu Roti is getting better, which I know you'll all appreciate. But just as we celebrate important contributions Tamil Canadians are making to Canadian society, it's also important to recognize darker milestones in Tamil history too. Last month marked the 34th anniversary of Black July, a devastating period that resulted in the deaths of thousands across Sri Lanka during the anti-Tamil pogroms. And in 2009 and 10, we saw Tamil men, women, and children arrive on Canada's shores on the MV Sunsea and Ocean Lady as asylum seekers. Their experiences remind us that although war is over, long-term peace has yet to be reached on the island. Canada has long called for a process of accountability that will have the trust and confidence of the victims of the war in Sri Lanka. As a society, as a global community, we need to work together to push for greater rule of law and a greater respect for human rights. It's always an honor to join you, and I wish you all a wonderful Tamil Fest!
The January conference, led by CTC with the support of its well-wishers, established the Northeast Economic Development Center in Vavuniya, Sri Lanka, which will act as a hub for people and organizations who want to invest in the redevelopment of the North and East. CTC, together with the Trincomalee Welfare Association, walked to raise funds at the 9th Annual Tamil Canadian Walk, held on September 10th at the Thompson Memorial Park. Funds raised will help the resettlement efforts and build sustainable economic opportunities in the village of the Eastern Province in the Trincomalee District. CTC met with Ontario Ontario Premier Kathleen Wynne at Queen's Park to discuss matters affecting the Tamil community within the province. To discuss issues faced by Tamil seniors, a dinner meeting was arranged by CTC with Ms. Deepika Damarella and senior groups from Markham to Mississauga. CTC met with the opposition leaders of Ontario to discuss matters affecting the Tamil community in Ontario.
And of course, I have to thank the Canadian Tamil Congress for their terrific work on behalf of the broader Tamil community, both here at home and right around the world. Thank you, CTC.